many states in the United States, it's as easy to buy marijuana as to buy chewing gum. It's different in Russia, and they have a rather conservative view of drugs, and it is illegal to bring all sorts of drugs in the country, including cannabis oil. You're talking about 5 years, not jail time, but a labor camp. She can be let off with less than that, like some short-term community service, or she could be deported as an undesirable alien, which would be perhaps the optimum outcome.
Brittany Griner, who's the WNBA, I guess she's playing in Russia or training in Russia and all that, and she's making money there. But she went this time around and she was carrying cannabis oil. Now, understand, cannabis oil in the United States, depending on what state you are, is legitimate, and they have legitimate reasons on there. And she could have a great legitimate reason why she's using cannabis oil. It could be that, she might have something that a doctor prescribed it for, or she's using it like a lot of other people do. They use it in vaping tools on that, which that's a bad thing. If you're using cannabis oil, other than what a doctor prescribed, and doctor didn't prescribe it to you, don't use it. Don't use it at all on there. It'll get you into trouble, and like her, it got her into trouble. But understand, when you go overseas, this is the other thing on there. Note if you have prescription drugs, note what's legal and not legal in that country, and check with your doctor the possibility that on that, because a lot of times they won't let you have that drug in that country. You could be arrested immediately on there. Find an if you're prescribed something, get with your doctor ahead of time. That's why you always plan ahead before you go overseas. Plan ahead. So at least you can check with your doctor, find out if there's another drug that you can be eased into temporarily that is legal in that country, so you'll be able to use it properly. We heard the same thing from the Olympics and stuff like that in China and Korea. There's certain things you can't bring with you in those countries. And this is what happened with Brittany Griner. She got caught with these particular drugs. And the thing is, now she could get 5 years in a labor camp for this. Now, understand from what we're hearing that she's fine, she's okay, she's in good health. It's a situation, but we're going to read this off of the Sports Rush. According to the Russian law expert Peter Maggs, WNBA star Brittany Griner could face up to 5 years in Russian labor camp for being arrested on drug charges. Former WNBA champion Brittany Griner has landed herself in deep trouble beyond the borders of the United States. The Phoenix Mercury player is in Russian custody after being caught carrying a vaporizer cartridge containing hashish oil on an illegal substance in Russia under U.S. federal law. With the ongoing war between USA and Russia, many believe that Griner is in a perfectly high-profile case for the Russian authorities to have leverage over the United States. The invasion of Ukraine by Russia has had latter face of heat from the Western world, with the U.S. leading the front. Unfortunately, Griner is being made a scapegoat, which I don't believe that. It is a high volatile situation. Recently, California Democratic Representative John Garmetti released a statement saying it would be very difficult to get Griner out of her current situation. According to the reports, the Moscow court has extended Griner's detention until mid-May. The situation was getting worse for the former scoring champion, with a recent report claiming she could face up to 5 years. This is not the first time Griner has landed herself on the wrong side of the law, as she was charged with domestic violence in 2015 and even had to seek counseling for it. Now, and this is the reason why I say, this is a situation that you put yourself in. If you knew that CP oil is not legal in that country, don't carry it. Don't carry it all. Don't make trouble yourself, especially if you're going into a area that is at war with another country, and our country is against that. That is putting up policy against that. Or don't travel to that country, plain and simple. He said, well, I got to make money. I said, yeah, but keep your nose clean. Do your best to make sure you're not violating any law on there. Don't give them a reason to arrest you. Plain and simple. This is something that's plain and simple that you should be listened to. Every time you hear this, that basically, oh, it's a shame that they're doing this and stuff like that. But they only have to blame themselves. They only have to blame themselves to the situation. There are many people that are in jail that are Americans across the world in many different countries. You don't hear a lot about them because basically people don't care about this situation. But you've heard some of the stories. You heard about the guy who, what was in North Korea? And it's in a song that's basically he either tagged something or he removed something, a poster that he was trying. I'm trying to remember that because it was so long ago. And he got caned. That was his punishment. They had to whip his little hide because that's the truth. And the thing is, and we talked about it last week, Turkish prisons are not a great place to go to. The movie Midnight Express, the story about the guy who basically tried to bring back drugs to the U.S. and basically got caught at the airport, got life in prison. He escaped, but the tortures and what he had to go through in that country is it's amazing on some of the things you hear about. How they treat things, on how they treat certain crimes. If they can't find the person on there, there's like a scene in the movie. I remember this. There's a scene in the movie where a girl got raped. They didn't show the raping. How can I put this? They could not find who it was. So they went out and got I think, was it 3 or 4 of the worst teens out there. And what they did was the head of the prison came out and beat the feet of each of those teens. And then just let them go. Because he figured it had to be one of them. And basically, if not, they'll find who did it and bring them in. But these are the things that happen overseas. People they complain about this country and the way our justice system is, and jail and stuff like that, incarceration and stuff like that. Go overseas and be incarcerated. It's not a fun thing. That's why a lot of people try not to commit the crimes over there, because they're afraid of the jailings and what the enslaving and all that happens.